Hi, I'm Jen.
I'm Mike.
And we're going to continue our drills that we've been working on, the tie and untie drill. I don't know why I call it tie and untie drill. It's just moving your hands and your feet, but I just wanted to kind of give you a reference so that you can look up the videos. But it's just a drill. It's just chi sao, more chi sao, okay, partner drills. So right now what we're going to do is we're going to first, last time we covered the whole, doing the whole movement. We did one, if I punch Mike, he goes pak sao, right? Okay. Then he goes to wu sao, then he gets to heavy arm, okay? Then from here, he's going to gan sao, right? And then he comes in, right? Inside. Yeah, that's it. You got it. Okay? So that's what we covered in the last video, and then we broke it down into several different concepts, okay? It's also important, though, that you guys don't think of this too much as a repetitive drill. It's always we're looking to improve our chi sao, our feel. And the feel is going to override any drill that I ever teach you. That's how come sometimes, let's say Mike tries to do this drill, I punch, but then but then the partner gives you like a different feel or a different energy, and he can't do the whole move, right? Then Mike's going to feel like awkward, like he's got to try to fight. Or if I punch, and then Mike tries to go to see, but I push into him. Yeah, he can't do the same drill. He's got to change the drill because of the feel. So chi sao, or the feel, is always going to override any drill. Right? That's how come it's very important as a partner that you feed your partner the correct way. That way he gets the feel of the drill. All right? So what do I mean? So now what we're going to do is we're going to practice by actually changing the pressure. Okay? So the first move is one, I punch, and Mike's going to pop. No, just pops out. Yeah. So he pops out. Wu sao hand is up, right? And I can see I give him that hit. I give him that pressure here, right? He feels it in his hand. He feels my pressure. Okay, right? Now, from here, Mike, he wants to do the second move, which is step, outside step, then come to wu sao, to here, right? He wants to get to here, but before he gets there, I'm going to take this pressure off. Yeah. So that when he feels my pressure leaving, there's no reason for him to go to the next move. He's just going to finish the move by triangle step, and he's going to step in. So I'm going to go one, I give him pressure. Now I'm going to let off the pressure, and he's going to step in. And you notice how he's covering my elbow with this arm when he steps in. He's also monitoring this wrist. Okay? And what's he doing with his eyeballs? And the other, he's watching. Yeah, not right. But he's watching the hand that he doesn't have touch with. Okay, you got it. He's watching this hand in case I launch. All right. So he's watching this hand as he moves in. So one more time. Excuse me. I punch. I give him a pressure, but then I let it off. Yeah, that's going to tell Mike to follow the hand in. Right. He wants to follow that hand in. All right. One more time. Got it. The other side. I punch. I give him pressure. You saw hand. Again. I punch, and then I take the pressure off. Yeah, that's it. See? So the hand that does the pak sao, when that hand goes away, he just follows that hand with that pak sao. Now it turns into palm strike or a punch or whatever, right? And he's going to finish by stepping in and taking over my space, right? Which is very important. All right? Once you do that, and both sides practice, now I'm going to do the next, I'm going to let him get to the next move. So I'm going to go punch, I'll give him pressure. Now, hold on, go back. I give him pressure. I'm not going to take this pressure off. Mike's going to step, and then he's going to get to here. I'm still giving him pressure. Okay? Now, the next move will be the gan sao, but before he gets to gan sao, as soon as Mike gets to this position, I'm going to bring my hand back. When he feels that, he's just going to step in with the inside triangle forward, other foot. All right? So 1, 2, Mike goes to 2, okay? And then he can step in if he wants, okay? All right? Again, right? So 1, step in, step out, and get to the wu sao. No, get to the guarding position. Yeah, that's the position, right? Okay? Then once Mike feels this pressure coming off, he's just going to step in. He's going to follow my hand in, my elbow. So 1, get to here. Yeah. Okay. Now Mike, I'm still giving Mike that pressure. Now I'm going to let off and Mike's going to come in. Okay. No, that's right now. Okay. 1, 2, right? And then I'm going to take the pressure off. And other foot, Mike? Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Okay. So 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, that's it. When you do it faster, it makes sense. Yeah. Do it slow, you're kind of like, wait, what do I do? Right? So practice both sides. 1, 2, and then I let off. He goes 3. Okay? There's no reason to do the last move, the gun, right? Because I'm taking the pressure off, right? Once you practice that, you practice both sides, you practice back and forth, then you're going to go to the final move. Is now I do not take any pressure off. I go 1, pressure, 2, pressure. I keep this pressure on him. That's going to make him do the gun out. Yeah, then he's going to finish the move. Okay? So 1, 2, and now 3, and step in with the inside foot punch. Yeah, that's it. Okay? So inside triangle forward. 1, I give him pressure. I keep that pressure. Yeah, that's it. Good. Other side. I give him pressure. I keep giving him pressure. Right? Yeah, that's going to make him gun stop. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's it. Okay? So that way you kind of, you're now like, you're forced to listen to when the pressure's coming off your arm. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the pressure off at the very first move. Mike's going to feel the pressure, and then he's going to take it off. I'm going to take it off. See, he does that. Okay. If I go 1, and then he goes to the second move, and I take the pressure off, then he comes in. All right. If I go 1, 2, and I go 3, and I say, yeah, I keep the pressure, then he finishes the entire move. All right. The reason why this is so important is because even for us to punch with the other hand, we bring one hand back. Okay? One hand goes forward, the other hand comes back, just like this, right? Same if you're a boxer. If I punch here, I go one hand forward, the other hand goes back. One hand goes forward, the other hand comes back. So one hand is always retreating, the other hand comes out, right? So we take advantage of that, right? So that's what we're training for. So if Mike, he's a boxer, he goes 1, right? And then he brings that hand right back to his guarding face, right? Okay? He goes jab, and then I come in, and I'm going to follow him in. If Mike goes jab, and he cross, see that hand, this hand goes back to his face. This hand over here, right? So when I touch that hand, and that hand goes back, see my hand, or punch, you switch your feet? That way they can see. Punch. When he punches the other hand, see, my hand just follows him. Of course, I don't want to break this angle, right? So what do I have to do? I have to step in to keep this angle, right? So you see that, right? He goes 1, I go 1, 2. See, I just follow in. See now my triangle forward, right? And I step in. Okay? So I follow the hand in. Okay? What was I going to say? If the elbow. So punch Mike, or switch, so they can see the elbow. Punch, jab. Now when he goes across, say I'm going to follow his hand in. But when he crosses, see my hand on this side. I have to make sure when I step in and I do triangle forward, I cover his elbow. Bring your hand back, Mike. Right? I have to cover that elbow. Okay? Because if I don't, if I go jab and he goes cross and I cover above his elbow, on his forearm, and then I step in, he's going to elbow me in the face. Right? So I have to monitor this elbow. So I go jab, he goes jab, right, and cross. Okay? Then I finish with triangle forward. Right? Got it? So that's the whole reason why we learn to follow that hand. Okay? So if I punch, Mike's going to do it now, I punch, he goes to here. If at any time I let the pressure off, he comes in. It doesn't matter if we're doing Untie right? I'm here, we have pressure, 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 right? But then for whatever reason, I go like this, I let it off, yeah, he's going to come in, okay? Right? We do double hand, I pressure, 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 right? But then I let it off, yeah, he comes in, he's going to step in, right? So he's listening to the arms, more important than listening to, or repeating a drill, right? Let's see, no. I think so now is you're taking the drill and you're adding a chi sao element to it, okay? So this is it's very important. Make sure your footwork is also right, okay? That little adjustment step that we keep talking about, right? My punches, right? Now, when I do this move, is I have to take a small little step to get to the outside triangle, right? So when Mike returns that hand, right, and then I step in, right, I'm already at this good angle, okay? So that has to be a habit. You have to practice. That footwork has to be like all the time. Whenever every day I practice it. Walking, I'm always doing this, right? Okay. I'm waiting in line for my coffee at Starbucks, right? Okay. I bring my toes in, right, and sit and relax, right? And then when I need a step, I go like this, right? Oh, there's my coffee. Right? Oh, I'm getting closer. Where's my latte? Right? You understand? So you can practice all the time. It just has to be a habit. Always the inside foot, bring it in, okay? When you're sparring, it's a little bit different. I can use an outside triangle, right? But for now, I want you inside triangle, right? And adding it, incorporating it into this tie and untie drill that we've been working on, right? So that's how come the pressure and the feel is more important than anything. So some people have been asking me questions. Well, why don't you just go in, or why don't you? That's a valid question, right? And the answer to that is if there is no pressure. That's how come you can't do this drill like this. Punch, Mike. And I go like this. See, punch, and then I see. I'm just bringing my hands, punch, sideways. See, I'm just going sideways. If you see my hands going sideways like this, sideways, but you see like all these holes and gaps, I'm not going in. The drill should be this way, not this way. This is more Kali. This is more stick fighting now, or knife fighting. The Filipino art. Okay, they're not concerned with the elbow, right? They can swing their arms out like this, and their elbows are going to go out. They even sometimes go high to the middle, okay, low, right? But their elbow position, not important to them, okay? But for us, elbow position is everything. So that's how come, even though this looks like the Filipino huba drill, it's not. It only looks like it. But if you break it down and you really examine it, the way I'm showing you here, it's completely different. And that's because of the concepts, the control of the elbow, the concepts, the forward energy, right? So that's how come, even though the two look the same, don't get them confused. They're not the same drill, right? So yeah, if I just do a huba drill, a Filipino drill, Mike punches, and I just go sideways like this, right? Then Mike doesn't feel anything. He's just gonna keep. He's gonna. Yeah. Oh. You just hit me. That's what's gonna happen. You're gonna get hit. Why? Because he doesn't feel any pressure, so he's just gonna keep coming in. He's gonna plow you, right? And so that's why you can't train that way. Obviously, if I have two knives in my hand, then I don't need to worry about my elbows, right? Because you come anywhere near me, right? That's how come the Filipino system, it works for them. They don't need to control the elbows. Why? Because they got two knives in their hands, or they got a sword and a shield in their hand, right? Or they're two sticks in their hand. Right? So that's how come it's different. It's a different method. It's a different way of thinking. Right? For us, always we use our structure. Okay. So that's how come when you practice this punch, it's always strict, strict, strict. I'm always going in. I'm always going in. I'm always going in. And if I don't feel any pressure, I'm going to keep going in, keep attacking them. Okay, keep eating his space. My feet are always going to be triangle, doing the triangle, inside triangle footwork. Got it? Mike's getting much better. Right, he's improving. All my students are improving, which is great. So hopefully out there you guys are, Tanya's
I'm not.
improving.
That's why I'm not.
Footwork, she's got to practice.
That's why I'm
on
filming.
Your footwork, right? And that's a great way to do it. Just put a piece of tape on the floor. That's how I learned it. From not only Sifu Hawkins, but also from Guru Dan and Asano. They all taught me the same thing. Triangle, put a triangle, piece of tape on the floor. Triangle, 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 triangle. Step, 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 step. Just keep doing it, and you're gonna remember that. You're gonna eventually ingrain it into your body. Okay, and that's it. Okay, so have a great weekend or weekend, wherever you're at in the world, and we'll talk to you guys soon.